What's up, people? One Up Punch here. So I'm going back to SCP-5K because they released an update for a couple of things that were brand new, starting off with a new weapon called the SMLE Lee Enfield. And actually, this is a pretty good weapon to have. Whenever you shoot the zombies or the Zeds that are coming after you, it takes a single shot to kill them, whether it be a headshot or body shot. And the resonator is about 2 or 3 shots, as well as some of the other creatures, probably about maybe 4 or 5 shots. It's a very powerful weapon compared to the other guns like the MP9, the MP7, and even using the 1911. Some of the other additions that happened with this update was semi-randomizations of the Chambers and Discover program, so the order changes each time it's played. I don't know what that exactly means, other than maybe there's different creatures, maybe different items, and so on. The machine that goes from fine, really fine, all that thing, whenever I put, like, the secondary in there, I'd always get a pump shotgun, so I don't think that's really much of a change. They also have revival mechanics to give players a second chance if they go south. So, if you do die with people, like, say you're playing co-op, you will get a revival token, or if you have one, you'll get a revive back. If you're playing solo, though, it doesn't really work, and I've done this a couple of times, whether I have tokens or not, and if I go in there, I will just immediately die, or it might be a bug. I'm not really sure, but after playing the game a couple of times, whenever I would die, the game would just be over and have to restart later. A new focus testing mode that allows players to replay individual chamber maps after they've been completed at least once. I will show it in the video, but essentially it goes from Discover to Wave Survival to now focus testing, to where you could pick which one you want to go to, rather than starting all the way to the back of the first level, and then continuing on to second, third, and fourth levels. Going back into the revival tokens, they talk about it in depth a little bit. Players can contribute credits towards the purchase of revival tokens. On Team White, these tokens are automatically redeemed to revive 1 player per token. Revive players receive a standard loadout for the chamber, meaning it's probably going to be more than just a single pistol, and maybe even more like a rifle. Updated waiting room layout to accommodate to new revive kiosk. So I don't know if it's mostly just a kiosk that does it, or it's automatic, but like I said beforehand, whenever I tried to do it myself as a solo, I wouldn't be able to revive, and the game would be over. Another thing is that when you get to I think it's the second level of the Discover program, I tried to mess with the game a little bit and see if they would try to smack me on top of the table. They still do, regardless of whether I'm top of a ledge or a table, or even like a box of ammo. The other thing was they added 3 new test chambers, and I don't know what they exactly are, but I'm assuming they're later on compared to the first, second, and third level. They have new challenges, 19 new Steam achievements, of course the Lee Enfield as I talked about, and 8 new melee weapons: hammer, screwdriver, meat cleaver, baton, pencil, strong light flashlight, monkey wrench, and frying pan. They also have mod support, modded items and weapons, maps, enemies, cosmetics, server checksum of ensuring the server and client have the correct mods, added icon to server browser for servers using mods, and added text in-game in the main menu to indicate when mods are running. They also talk about, please note, this is a mod loader, but does not include a mod browser on the official STK. These will come into the future, but in the meantime, be sure to check out the community, modding site, and unofficial SDK. As stated before, when it comes down to the focus testing, you go on here and you could select the missions rather than going back to the beginning and then being up to whatever you were beforehand. But the only way to unlock it is by beating it first, so if you do lose, you won't be able to do that specific level until it's beaten. I wanted to show a different variant of the SMLE Lee Enfield, and you can get the scope variant by going to the machine that makes it very fine, and that's how I was able to get it. I wanted to show it off because it does look pretty neat, and it reminds me of like Verdun and some of the other like World War II games you might have played. And as I stated, because it's a bolt-action rifle, it's very high damage. It does quite a bit of damage to the Zeds in the body, and you could also do the challenges for like 19 headshots or being able to avoid damage if need be. The running in this, I feel like it's a lot slower than what it was because they could actually catch you. If you don't jump, they will smack you in the back and you'll take damage. Another addition that happened was the M24. It used to be the starter sniper weapon when it comes down to the testing chambers, but because the Lee Enfield has come out, that is actually replaced with it. They added several different melee weapons and testing chambers, which we talked about, with the hammer, the pencil, and so on. Added additional copies of starting weapons in the waiting room. Tutorial TV can now be fast-forwarded. M24 is rank adjusted upwards and added SMLE as a tier 1 weapon for snipers in SCP-914. Treehouse difficulty reduced. Added some roof spawns and roof entry points for SCP-098, searching crab and bunker. Added some fences to the middle platform and chem plant to improve player/enemy flow, and some other things as well. I'll put the URL in the description down below for the full patch notes that people want to check out. But essentially, I've been pretty busy lately. I only got out of the hospital yesterday because I had an operation on my esophagus, so I'm pretty sore right now. But I'm going to be doing some more videos that are coming up. For example, Void Train is going to be coming out of 1.0 tomorrow, and I definitely want to take a look at that. And I've got some other games coming up along the way that I've been meaning to do some stuff on. But otherwise than that, I've been One Nut Punch, and this has been the SCP-5K 17.1 update. I'll be definitely taking a look at some new stuff that will be happening with this, whether it be testing chambers or Area 12, and I'll keep people posted. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.